Hello and welcome to my first ever video. Today I'm going to be showing you my end of 2025 / the start of 2026 photocard collection, and I'm just kind of going to be documenting my collection throughout the year. So I'll just try to narrate all of my binders as we go, but we're going to get started with my A5 binders first. Starting off small, this is my miscellaneous A5 binder. In here, I'm really trying my best to just keep cards and collections that I want to keep, but I just don't have anywhere for them to go. So first up is Jungkook. He's my BTS bias, and I've just got a few of his solo cards and like photo book cards here, along with this special J-Hope. I've got some Stray Kids cards that I'm keeping. I recently downsized their collection, and these are the cards I ended up keeping. And then actually my wishies, these are all up for trade, but if they don't end up getting traded, then I'm keeping them, so that's why they're in here. I'm obsessed with these two, honestly. I literally purchased Riku's not too long ago, so I think I'm gonna end up keeping these two. And we've got more of my Neos, and then Extraordinary Heroes to finish it off. Yeah, this binder is pretty small. I try to make sure that it doesn't grow too big. Speaking of Neos, this is my NCT binder. This is definitely going to be growing this year. I have a lot of cards on the way as it is. In here I hold NCT Wish and NCT Dream. I used to collect a lot of 127 as well, but I've kind of just decreased it to my top two. And this binder is very full. I don't know how much more we can fit in here, but I'll just start flipping through. So for Riku, it goes from newest to oldest for some reason. I think just because when I first started collecting him, I didn't have a lot of cards, but now I think I could probably change it around. But he's gonna get his own binder soon. But we've got color. I've got a lot on the way. So I'm really excited. So that's what all these blank spots are. And then Pop. Got quite a few on the way. And his cards are so adorable. I'm actually having a lot of fun collecting him. And then this is Steady. And like, just so adorable. And then I've got quite a few Steady pobs on the way. This is Songbird. And I'm still very new to collecting them, so we're taking it nice and slow. And then just miscellaneous here, and then just some merch items here for when I bought their bag and their wings keychain, and he's just so adorable. I really love him. And then Jisung is also in here. He'll probably end up staying in this binder while Riku will move out. But here's some Jisung. I used to collect him pretty in depth, and then I downsized him a few years ago, and then lo and behold, I'm back to collecting them again. The Dreamies were actually one of my like top 3 on my Spotify, which I was really surprised by. But it's kind of like when you aren't listening to music for a while, and then you hear these songs again and you forget like how good they were. That's what it felt like to me. But for him, I'm just not as serious as I used to be. I'm kind of just picking up cards here and there. I think I would like a full collection, but I just don't want there to be any pressure on me to complete everything. And then Mark's just in the back here because, I mean, I just love Mark, and First Fruit was my top album of the year. Like, it was just so amazing. And then some few pages back here. Like, I could glaze Mark all day. That album was just, like, genius. But that's this binder. Nothing too crazy. Next up are my 2 ateez binders. So we'll go ahead and start with Hongjoong's binder first. I actually have technically like 3 collections for ateez, but the other one's a miscellaneous collection. So this one is Hongjoong's. It's pretty, it's pretty tiny. Nothing too crazy, but I'm really proud of this deco. I think it's adorable. I got my VR ticket hiding over here, but I don't have too much for him. So he's also just miscellaneous, no pressure to collect. It's kind of just like, if I have it, I'll put it in here. Like if I pull him, I don't usually purchase his cards. I used to collect him during Outlaw era, but after that, Songhwa became my bias, so it's kind of just been here and there. I dabble. ateez has been one of the groups I've seen the most. I've seen them six times, I think, in the past 2 years, so 2024, 2025. And it's been such they're just so amazing. This card means so much. It was from the In Your Fantasy tour that they just went on. Let me see. Sorry, there's a little glare. And yeah, I got these at like a trading event at Hello 82. Just super special. And then these are just so adorable. And yeah, that's his little binder. Again, nothing too crazy. With their new comeback, this binder will definitely be growing some more. I can already feel it. Next up is Songhwa. So he's in this. I really don't want him to outgrow this binder because I really do love this deco. I got this keychain from the VR event. Some very sweet ateeny was passing them out as freebies. It just fits so perfectly in here. And same thing with him. I do actually buy cards for him, but there's no pressure at all to finish collections. His collection opens up with tour merch, so this is 2024. This is the ateeny zone, and then this is from his star pouch. And then this is ateeny zone. This is if you spent enough money, I think over 50 at the pop-up. And then these are trading cards from 2025 in your fantasy. And then here we go. So it's just an order of oldest to newest eras. Yeah, I really love the back to this card. And he's in really cute bunny sleeves. But again, I feel absolutely zero pressure to collect him. I think if I just can get a few cards from every era, minus the older eras, I'd be pretty happy. They're one of my favorite groups to see live, and every single ateeny I've ever met has always been so sweet, and they're truly just a joy, and I love this group so much. And this is definitely a collection I want to focus on going into the new year. But again, I don't want him to outgrow this binder, because I think if he does, I would have to, I don't know, I guess I could put him into 2 separate binders and just start a new era, but I would prefer for him to stay in here. But there's not a lot of room in here, so it kind of is what it is. Loved this hair on him. Thought the light pink was absolutely gorgeous. And sad potato. This is one of my favorite pages, the lemon drop spread. Really, really love this card. I got it at a trading event in Hello 82. Super cute. I do want to switch this card out to something that matches this page, but it's not a priority. Same with this one. And then this is just like a random extras / merch card. So this is from the VR. I think this is from a trading set. This is from ateez? Yeah, ateez. And then this is just an extra pop-up card I have. But yeah, that's it for Songhwa. And we can move on to my extra wide A5s. Sorry, I lied. We actually have 2 more A5s. This is my Prism Platinum binder. This is the only one I have from them, but it's the deluxe one. It was supposed to fit my enhypen cards, but it was a lot smaller than I thought, and it did not fit I think it got up to manifesto and it was full. But this houses 3 collections. It houses Vernon from 17, Jongso from Piwon Harmony, and then Baekhyun from EXO. Okay, so Jongso starts us off. Again, these are also just smaller collections of mine that I'm just not too serious about. I just collect cards here and there for. This is one of my favorite Solp cards. He is just so adorable here. I did miss the chance to see them, which I'm a little sad about, but there was just way too many things going on in August, and I just did not have the money to go see P1, unfortunately. But if they do come in 2026 again, I don't think I would miss that opportunity if everything lines up well. But yeah, they're a group that one of my friends introduced me to, and I remember listening to the Killin' It album for the first time, and I thought I'd never heard something so amazing. Like, that album was just so phenomenal, and it was such a breath of fresh air, and I got so hooked. So I really do love that album. Holds a special place in my heart, and so does Jongso. We're the same age, so we just vibe like that. Here's Da. I don't have anything from X because I actually haven't been able to get my hands on the album, which is weird because I'm from the United States, but I just haven't seen it anywhere. So I'm still on the lookout for that, and if I find it at Target, I'll pick it up. Next is Baekhyun. So his solos are first. So we have City Lights, and then Bambi and Candy, and it kind of just goes on. I just collect for him here and there. It's nothing too crazy. He's in the shadows here. But such beautiful albums and photo cards, and he's been my bias since 2016, so, you know, I had to represent and help out. And these are just the few EXO cards I have. Again, just a very, very small collection. And the next is Vernon. 17 is also a OG group of mine that has a really big place in my heart. I got to see them in 2024 for the first time ever, and that was really great, although it wasn't OT13, but still, like, had to take what you can get, you know. Again, for him, it's just a smaller collection. I have a lot of his sets, like the carrot versions, but there's just not enough room in this binder to store them all, so I just keep those for myself. And I kind of just don't want to have another binder of just like concept cards, so don't really worry about it too much. But again, just another fantastic group. I guess I could do it like that. I could actually lay it down. Sorry, I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. The binder's almost over. I don't have anything from Birthday because I hated the album packaging, so I just didn't buy anything. Yeah, that's it for this collection. Next is my white extra wide A5. I'm not too big of a fan of these. I actually used to have Songwha in here, but it's mainly boynextdoor in here, and then miscellaneous ateez and miscellaneous 17. So I think at some point maybe I'll move boynextdoor out of here, but for now I think it's fine. So at first I started collecting Jaehyun, but Taeson is actually my bias. But right now I honestly just keep Jaehyun, Taeson, and Moonlock and call it a day. So here's what I have for boynextdoor. Love them lots too. I love this teddy bear card. So cute. I started standing them during this era, during How era for Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I really hope they come to the United States soon. Well, not too soon, but they could take their time. But I really am loving their music, and I would love to hear them live. And their cards are just so adorable. There's no genre. These Target cards, love the glasses. And then their newest release, Action. I'm missing quite a few things. I would just like to fill up this page, I think, and I'd be happy. I need to fill in these slots. Some Japanese cards. And then miscellaneous ateez. So this is Sam. And then Uyang. Sorry, it's crooked. You know. Mingi. I recently downsized, and I guess I never filled these pages. Yosang and Jungho, so I guess I still need to go through and do a little bit of reorganizing. I love this card. And then this is Miscellaneous 17. Last year, I got a lot of their discography for Christmas, and these are my pulls, and I just could not have a hard time parting with 17 cards, so here's what I've got for them. I really do love them. Like I said, they just have a really deep place in my heart, and so I think I'll always keep these cards, even though it's kind of a hassle to store them. It is what it is. And I think this is just a random order. When I was putting them in, I just kind of wanted to get it done. And then some of the units they did, and that is it for this binder. Again, nothing too crazy. We can move on to the next one. Okay, we're going a little bit out of order here, but this is my TXT collection. This is probably my second biggest collection. No, it is my second biggest collection. They are also my second favorite group, so I've got lots of love for them as well. So this is a Meow Cafe 2-inch binder. I definitely have regrets. I should have gotten a 3-inch binder, but not much I can do about that now. Okay, the lighting in this clip is just gonna be bad, so I apologize, but I'm trying to avoid a glare. But I collect Yeonjun, Taehyun, and Subin. My bias is Taehyun, and I collect I collect select OT5 sets. So yes, we'll just start flipping. I've been collecting TXT since, I want to say, I think 2020. And so this is kind of just what I've got to show for it. I wish all my pages looked like this, but with OT5, you know, you gotta have some blank setups. I do just a T setup for all of them. But this is the era Chaos Chapter Freeze that I started. That was my first comeback with them. And I got to see 0x1 Love Song live this past August. That was my first time ever seeing TXT, and it really was life-changing getting to see one of my ults for the first time. I really did enjoy that, and I got to go with my best friend too, so it was really fun. Lots of OT5 sets there. And then we've got Thursday's Child has far to go. Thursday's Child has far to go. It's probably my favorite song on the album. Opening sequence is also really good. But yeah, and here's some Target cards. Then we got the Chaos Chapter Temptation. And I think this is one of my favorite sets they've ever done. It's so beautiful. Even the Weaver sets are gorgeous. Really, really pretty here. And then we've got the Name Chapter Freefall. which is still a work in progress. This is one of the eras I really struggled with. I don't think it was my favorite album, but I still really do enjoy this album. I mean, I don't think TXT has a bad album. That's obviously biased, but then we have Minisode 3, Tomorrow. I really loved this era, and I had a lot of fun collecting this era. So those are kit cards, and the Barnes & Noble cards, and then the light versions. I collected OT5 because this is my favorite, probably my favorite OT5 set I have. And then OT5 for Target, and then the Weavers cards I actually am not complete with. I'm still missing this god-awful PC. And then we have the Star Chapter Sanctuary, which I think I went insane. I don't know why I'm collecting OT5 for this era, but I don't know why I decided to do that. But I'm still missing like 3 cards, I think. But here's the night version. And then the lover version. And then Savior. And then this is the Angel. And this is merch. And then the Weavers versions. Set A and set B. And then the Target cards. I could not part with these Terrys. I think he's so adorable, so I think all 3 are a must. And then these are the cassette cards. And then this is the Hello 82 pop. I'm still missing Subin. I have an extra Yeonjun if anyone's interested in trading. Please. I would really appreciate it. I think this is Apple Music. And then these, I don't know which ones these are from, but just some pops. And then we get into the newest era, which is the Star Chapter Together, which is still a large work in progress. When this came out, I had no money, so please bear with me. But Awake, Etched, and Starlight. I joined a bunch of goes for everything else, so these are all the key rings for Awake, Starlight. Oh, sorry, Awake, Etched, and Starlight. And then the Afterglow key rings, the solo tracks, and then Afterglow. And then we have the Weavers sets, so set A and set B. For what I was able to do this era, I'm actually really happy with my progress. And I'm not too worried about the album cards, honestly. And then these are the Target cards. I need to do some trading. And then we have their Japanese sets. So, you know, it's kind of just, it is what it is. This is Chikai. Like, gorgeous cards. So pretty. And then these are some miscellaneous Taehyun exclusives / pobs. And then some miscellaneous cards and unit cards. And then we go into solos. So here's Gum. And then no labels. I've got like 5 of these cards. But I'm just so proud of Yeonjun. This album was so good. And he is just so iconic. So I did what I could to support him. And then we have Panic, which again, so beautiful. And then we have our group cards. And then non-album, which is probably going to get moved out of here. But here's some Yes Magazine cards. And this is 2021 Season's Greetings. And this is from Shine By Together, the 2021 Fan Live. And then this is the Gugu, or it's like the Radio Deco set from 2024. And that is it for this binder. So the rest of my binders are for my enhypen collection. So we've got 3 3 binders left. Okay, this is my first enhypen binder. So all 3 of them are 3 different sizes. So this one houses my miscellaneous cards for my top 4 that I collect. So Heesung, Jungwon, Jake, and Nikki are my top 4 that I collect, and these are miscellaneous pobs and / dupes for them that I keep in here. I keep OT7 sets in here, and then I also keep my extra photo cards for Sunghoon, Jae, and Sonu. So yes, so I just have a Heesung Dr. Dark keychain. Oh my gosh, these IDs never stay. I'm so sorry about that. So first up is Heesung. So it's just like Japanese cards as well, and then just pobs that I don't have all 4 members for. If I don't have a set for it, they go in here. Jungwon. There's not too much, honestly, for anyone. Jake has a few cards. Obsessed with Jake in this outfit. Officer and Jake is my whole world. And his long hair. A lot more for Romance Untold than Daydream. I wish I could collect my top 4 for the keychain cards, but they're just too expensive. And then we've got Jay. All these extra cards I couldn't part with. Quite a few for him. And then Song. And then I always collect, since actually from Romance Untold going forward, I made it a goal to collect OT7 for Target cards, so they're also in here. And I wanted to collect OT7 of this set so bad. Technically I just need Jay and Sonu's, but yes, here are these cards. And then here are sets from the D Icon magazine for them. And just the unit cards that I had extra of. And then here's their light stick OT7 set. Nikki's on the back. And then this is from their Gugu package from 2023, I think. And then I pulled Heesung. Jake's on the back here because this used to be on my phone and I just was too lazy to reorganize everyone. And then this is from the Fate DVD. Yeah. And then we've got group cards here from the Weverse albums. There's quite a few. There's some more. And then this is from Dark Moon, aka memorabilia. The different versions they have. And that is it for this binder. Just got 2 more to go. Okay, next up is my 3-inch A5 binder for enhypen. So this has my OT4 collection, so my top 4. I don't like saying OT4 because it sounds like I only stand 4 of them. I love enhypen so much. They're my old group. But I literally cannot afford to collect OT7, so this is how I compensate. So this binder houses my pobs, exclusives, merch, and Japanese sets. So not all of my pobs are in here, but sometimes I need them to fill out pages in my album binder, so they'll stay in there. But if they don't fit in my album binder, then they'll come here. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, this cute little Jake keychain I got as a freebie. I actually was fortunate enough to see them. Well, hold on, we'll get to that because I do have to address my pride and joy. Just take a second for these Ferrari PCs. I am a Formula 1 fan. I'm a new Formula 1 fan. I became a fan in 2025, and I am obsessed with the K-pop to Formula One pipeline because, I mean, J was like low-key my first introduction to Formula One, but I needed, when I saw these, I know I needed OT7 stat, so I made sure to hop on that. So that's what this is. Yes. Anyways, I do really love this collection. So I did get to see them for the second time. The first time I saw them was Manifesto for their first ever United States stop at the Honda Center. And then I recently had VIP 2 tickets. We were 4 rows from the stage for Walk the Line, and that was so fun. I literally had the time of my life. Like, when I say August was packed, like, we had like 6 concerts we were going to. It was quite a expensive month, but yeah. So if I can remember some of these sets, this is the Target set from Dark Blood, and I believe these are both K-pop merch sets, both of these, I think. And then Orange Blood, I don't remember where this is from. It's some Chinese site though, I believe. Like, it's either with Vans or Yuzuhu, or it could be, I don't remember. This is Yuzuhu, so this is for Romance Untold. I'm still waiting for like 7 sets of Romance Untold cards that I paid for, and I think they're all Yuzuhu, which is why they're taking a crap ton of time. I hope someday I'll get my hands on this Yeti Mall Jake. I tried claiming him so hard, but it just didn't happen. I honestly should have bought like an OT7 set. This is the UMS. This is also Yuzuhu. I had 2 sets of these, but I recently sold the other set. I think Nikki is still up for sale on my Instagram. And then this is also Yuzuhu. I don't remember if it's VCE or not. Could be. Here's these ones. Don't remember where these are from. Sorry. This is. Actually, I don't remember where this one's from. This one's YouTube. I do know that. This is like a fan call. I think a video call set. This one is Yuzuhu VCE round 1. I think this is Soundwave round 2. Power Station round 2. And then we get into Daydream finally, which I just have a few sets for. I'm still waiting for a few of these sets as well to get to me. So, just playing the waiting game. These are the Target cards. And then Desire Unleashed Target set. I don't remember. I think this is UMS. I think. I could be wrong. Love this set. Love this set. So freaked out, dude. It's great. I love these. I think this is, I don't remember what this. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at remembering these the set names. This is the Walmart exclusives. I don't know if I'll ever get my hands on those 2, but I bought 2 Walmart albums and I pulled Heesung and Jake. So I would like to get the other 2 someday. And this is my little Jungwon page because he's my bias. I did have a bias change at the concert. My bias since I started standing in enhypen in 2021 was Heesung, and then it became Jungwon. So this is me setting up for the new era. I already have the voice key rings on the way. I have OT7 on the way because I bought the OT7 set because I just needed it. Okay, these are the D-Icon sets as well. And then we have the units here. And these little, like, ID thingies. And then more D-Icon for the 20 years old ones. And then this is Unseen merch. And then this is Japanese sets, which I don't usually collect Japanese releases, but for some reason I joined to go for these. I really don't know why, but they're cute. I really like this Nikki. And that is it for this binder. So we've just got one more binder left to go, and that one is low-key kind of big, so okay. And finally, here's my enhypen binder. I'm so sorry. This is like Big Bertha, and my desk is simply just not big enough to house her. This is the Meow Cafe. I think it's called the A4 Plus. So this is a 12 pocket binder. So she houses my top 4, so Jungwon, Nikki, Heesung, and Jake. So here she is. She is a little big. So yeah. I'm probably not going to go super in, well, we can go a little in depth. So this is border day 1. I think that's dawn, and this is dusk. Or maybe it's flipped. I don't remember. But so close to completing them. These are actually, I'm in the process of switching out these pages. So they used to be double sleeved, but now they're not. I want to get the smaller pages for them, so they're kind of moving around a lot. This is the era I started to stan enhypen, so this was my first comeback with them. And I only collected Heesung during this era, so I had to pick up all the other members. But this is Border Carnival, Up, Hype, and Down. And then we've got one of my favorite eras ever, Dimension Dilemma. So during this era I picked up Jungwon, but here's the Scylla version, and then this is Odysseus, and then I can't pronounce this version's name. And then we have Dimension Answer, so this is the Yet, and the No version. And then Manifesto era, I picked up Nikki. So this is DJM Standard, DJM Engine version, DJM Concept Standard, and then DJM Concept Engine. If you have this card, please, I can never find it. It's of Jake like standing in the abyss. These are the Weavers cards, and then the Target cards. Then we have Dark Blood. So this is full, half, and new. Or maybe this is new, this is half. I always get them mixed up. And then these are their concept cards. And then the engine versions. And then the Weavers versions. Still a work in progress for these. And then Orange Blood. We've got the Kasana version. And then these, I don't remember where these are from, but it's Leopard Jake, so they help fill up the page. I don't remember this version's name, but then we have the Target cards in the middle. And then this is the engine, the engine version, but Weverse in the middle. And then this is the Weverse, but the engine Polaroids in the middle. And then memorabilia. And then Romance Untold, and this is when I picked up Jake. So Inceptio, Arcanium, and then Concessio. I don't know if I pronounced this right. I'm so sorry if I butchered it. But this is set A, and then set B. And then this is the engine version, and then the Target cards in the middle, and then the Weavers cards, and then Daydream, so Romance Untold Daydream. I know the versions are Blue Moon and Half Moon. I don't remember which is which, but this is the Japan edition in the middle. And same thing here. And then the Weverse sets. And then Desire Unleash. So this is the U version. I think this is, I don't remember the version names, that's crazy. I just know this is the U version. I really wish I remembered. And then this is set B. And then the engine versions. And then the Weverse versions. And then briefly, these are just the next setup for this, for Sin Banish, whatever it's called. I'm very, very excited. Sin Banish, I believe. I really love Big Girls Don't Cry. It's been stuck in my head since the teaser came out. But that is this collection. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my collection. And I can't wait to see what 2026 brings. Bye-bye.